Hello, welcome back. This is Trial 2 against the Bloody 9, a 68 million TCP player from Cantina Lords. I'm doing about, I think, 8 or 9 million punch-up. So I'm doing my least favorite match first, which is a Superior6 mirror match. So I win the coin toss, and I just ult with Lizard. And their Lizard will go in return. And then my Green Goblin does get to go, but look at all the defense ups that they have, even though they have a defense down. So besides the Craven and Spider Slayer, like, everybody's pretty healthy on their team. And then watch what happens. All my team has defense down, and Green Goblin goes and totally destroys my team. So my Spider Slayer goes down, my Craven gets to go, special onto Lizard, and then ultimate again, so that double turn take due to the low HP. So Doc Ock gets to go. Same thing here. Doc Ock is taking 2 turns. Ultimate there, special into ultimate. And then I special with my Shocker. He does special. And the Craven goes down to splash damage. So I special with Green Goblin, the enemy Green Goblin. But I'm thinking that I should have done that to Doc Ock instead. Because as you can see, Green Goblin is just keeping up his health pretty well, and I end up going down pretty quickly. I thought about quitting out, but you know, because of the RNG effect on this fight, I just decided to keep it. So sometimes when you lose a battle, you just gotta move on to a different room. Instead of trying to, you know, be frustrated and tackle it again. So I'm going after room 5 now with new warriors. So Nightcrawler goes first, and he feeds speed bar to the rest of the X-Men allies. And Firestar ultimate to the left side. And then I spread with Deathpool here. And that actually causes Gambit to go in stealth. So he also had immunity. So I could not have a chance to, you know, put blind with Cloak's ultimate. So now Rogue has Taunt and Safeguard, which is the worst combination of the two. And in the meanwhile, Gambit is constantly pinging my lowest HP members. Here goes Rogue, doing her official special, retaining the taunt. So I could ult here, but there's no reason to, because she was such a low health. So I decided to do a basic there. And then Gambit does his ultimate, because he took so many turns, and my death pool just immediately drops. So after Gambit ults, you know, everything kind of started to fall apart. My team is just not there anymore. They're getting pinged down by the enemy team. So I do quit out here. In hindsight, I should have just kept it because of the exhaust effect. But at the time, I felt like I could try again with new warriors. So instead of cleaning up or retrying, well, I guess it's retrying, same mentality as before. Let's tackle a different room. So I'm going after the Darkhold stage 3 with our typical Tangled Web, Kestrel, Emma, Nova. COD Death Proof from Agatha with 2099's ult. And I decide to stun Vahl. and Kestrel ping deletes Vahl from the fight. Then I decided to stun Wong instead of Heartless, because I know besides Emma, they're all gear 18, so I know that they will survive. And it's okay if, you know, Emma dies, but, you know, she stays with us due to the death proof that we stole. Kestrel special on the left side, hitting all 3 members of the Darkhold. Ultimate with Emma onto Morgan Le Fay. Special with 2099 on Heartless. And then special to Wong, and that should ping Morgan Le Fay away. Ultimate with Kestrel on Agatha. And Nova should ult here. Kestrel ping will kill Agatha, and Nova's ISO attack will kill Heartless. And then we just finish out the fight by attacking Wong. So much easier fight than the other stages where we have failed. So when you lose like 2 fights in a row, your mentality can kind of break down. But you kind of want to find an opening where you can find your wins if you're not going to, you know, take a break and come back to it at a later time. So I'm going to use the Speed Eternals again. The only difference from Trial 1 is that this fight has Dorm in here. So let's see, you know, how that will impact this counter. So speed up with Fury, and then Tiger goes, and then Mockingbird. Ronan takes a turn. So I thought I could outpace them, but I guess not. Cersei's going. She cleanses and does ultimate, turn rewinding. CptSAm just falls to the floor. ShangChi does ultimate, rewinding them as well. And more minions spawn, which would give Icarus the opportunity to double tap. Icarus is barely holding on. He gets to his ult, double tapping. Dormammu dies, and then I decide to special onto Coulson and Ronan. And special onto Tigra. I do not want her to ult. And then finish the fight with ShangChi special. So in this case, CptSAm was kind of useless. So maybe I could have brought someone else, either a speed character to speed them up even more, or you know, someone else that could help enhance the fight. So I'm now looking at my options, considering that I may have to 2-tap room 1. Whether I could do it with Masters of Evil or retrying with New Warriors. And I also keep forgetting that my Doom is on defense for this trial. So I'm looking at to see whether, you know, if I have the one-shot potential with Masters of Evil and Doom, but keep forgetting that Doom is on defense. So I get frustrated. I claim my milestones from Strike Pass, and then come back to this again and trying to think, is there no different combination of team that I can use other than New Warriors? And then I look at my defense real quick. So, as you can see, I'm highly frustrated on what to do. Yeah, losing 2 fights in a row, you know, that can take your mentality away. and completely, you know, ruin your whole trial. So I'm trying to stay strong. So I decide to go after Infinity Watch instead. So I'm using the Undying combo again. I do like Infinity Watch on defense. It's a, you know, there are teams that can very quickly deal with Infinity Watch, but you have to, you know, use some expensive counters to it. So other than that, you know, depending on the cost of your counter, you can either lose a lot of efficiency points. So you're doing kind of a trade-off, like what team can I get by of killing Infinity Watch at the same time get higher points across the board. Gamora does her special. Spawn the minions. Adam Warlock specials the minion. And everybody has evades here. So I decide to target Nebula and special Adam Warlock with Dormammu. And the stun and trauma stuck this time around. Even though there's nothing to spread, I decide to spread anyways. The offense down. And then special with Zim on to Phyla. Moon Dragon takes all my positive buffs away with her special. And then I'm focusing on Phyla right now. Gamora ults my Hela. And ultimate with Omega Red into Phyla. Ultimate with Dormammu, healing everybody up. It's always good to, you know, time your perma kill through the revive once, just like how it happened last time, but it's not always easy. Zombie Iron Man's ultimate does kill Nebula through the revive once, which is nice. If I can do the same with Adam Warlock, great. If not, you know, that's okay. He does revive after Omega Red's basic. And now I'm just trying to end the fight with the basics, since all the abilities were, you know, exhausted earlier. So it's a beatable team, but very time consuming, turn consuming. Other than, you know, if you were to use more expensive counter against it. And one reason to bring Dorm is to make sure you come out alive with all 5 members, because then you'll lose more points on top of being inefficient. If, you know, you didn't bring Dorm and someone died on your team, then you would lose several points off of that. So now we're gonna think about whether we should tackle stage 1 or 5 or 6. So I decide to try again with the new warriors. So I'm trying to replay the fight and think about, like, how can I play this differently? So Nightcrawler goes first. Fills the speed bar of the team again. And Gwen pulls special. And then I'm thinking about where to rewind. I do want to rewind Rogue though, because I don't want her to special and ult early. Well, earlier than we want her to, right? So. And instead of doing the special on Fento Max, I decide to do Deathpool special on Rogue, so I don't push Gambit into stealth. So I'm going to ult with Cloak here, which does put blind on Gambit. So now his pings will not hurt me as much. So it's all missing, which is great. Rogue does take a turn here, and she does gain the safeguard and taunt again. So looks slightly better, but you know, Rogue heals and she stuns Deathpool, which is the worst case by far from that situation. She could have stunned anybody else. Maybe Dagger would have been the best scenario. So I used the ultimate, but I can't get through Rogue, and I did not know that was possible. And then Gambit ults here, and then right after Cyclops in the ults, and I kind of freaked out and then hit the cancel button, but obviously that happened so fast. And I'm glad it happened that way, right? Because if I did cancel out of a panic, then they would not have exhaust or have any members down, and it would have been more difficult for me to finish the fight. So I move on to stage 1. Doing the same tactic as trial 1. I'm going in with Mo, Echo, and Apoc. So I open with special onto Black Cat. And then Skrull takes his turn. And then a big block hard light. Let's see if this pushes hard light here. And it does, but she didn't go stealth though. So she actually keeps the disrupt, which is good. So I ultimate, and hard light does not, you know, because of the disrupt, I can focus on Skrull. And the Kang assist will help in killing Skrull off. And then I'm just letting the fight end. Let them, you know, exhaust their abilities. Same as trial 1, I'm going to clean it up with the Darkhold. So Miss Marvel ults, basic from Black Cat, ultimate from Robbie, which is all manageable. I ult here. I guess there could be a case for doing the special instead, but I just wanted to get through Miss Marvel. Ult with Wong on to Robbie, and then Morgan Le Fay ult. Now there's only Black Cat remaining. She just has so many death proofs and safeguards, so it does take a couple turns to get her down. Ultimate with Agatha. Can't really heal due to the heal block though. Okay, and she goes. So now I should have stage 5 and 6 left for cleanup. Now I'm thinking, what can I use here? I don't have a lot of meta teams left. I kind of have kind of the scraps that I didn't use. So I'm not really sure what to follow up with. Then I see Death Seed as a potential. And then I'm just looking through to see what else can I use. I do decide to go in with Death Seed. And just double checking the room. Because they are going to put negative effects, right? So I'm trying to outweigh their speed and the number of negative effects they put on, and kind of try to determine, you know, can I get the kills? Can I get the rewinds? Can I stay ahead of the fight? Versus them healing up by taking their turn from, you know, all the negative debuffs that I put on them. So that's why I had to double check like how much it heals and stuff like that. I decided to go in anyways, do the ultimate, and Rogue dies instantly, which is great. Nightcrawler goes. Then I'm going to do a special in here, killing the Fento Max. Gambit does take a turn because he's a fast character, and he does heal up to full health. And I'm just trying to think, like, how can I end this fight? Ultimate onto Nightcrawler there. And special with Nemesis. And then an ultimate with Psylocke, throwing everything back to Cyclops. So Cyclops goes down. Now special with Magneto. And the ultimate with Archangel finishes Gambit down. So if I didn't cancel the first attempt, I could have probably gotten away with, you know, 2-tapping this room. But because of my greed and my pride, I had to, you know, cancel the first attempt and then try it again. Sometimes you just have to, right? Because otherwise you're going to regret it. But in this particular season, I think it is better to let the fight go. If you had, you know, killed some of the members and they have wasted their abilities, then it does make sense to let the fight go. So I decide to use War Dog, thinking that I could outpace them, which is a horrible idea. Green Goblin does splash damage to every attack that I do. They get instant slow and defense downs. So I am attacking them, but I'm not doing enough damage to the point where I could get ahead of the fight. And what happens when they're low on HP? They can take multiple turns. So Green Goblin just went, but his speed bar is full again. And he uses his special. And then Doc Ock goes. And then he takes his turn again and heals himself even more. So at this point, I don't have the damage or capacity to outpace this team because they're healing too much. They're taking too many turns, and I'm slower, much weaker in damage due to no even office down that's on Black Panther. So and look at their HP. They're like healing constantly, and then I bring them down and then they, you know, heal right back up, right? So I try to kill at least Green Goblin, but that does not happen. So at this point, I decide that it's better to cancel because they have regained all their health and took so many turns. So efficiency point wise, I don't know. You know, it's kind of contradicting to what I said earlier about letting things go. But I wanted to end it in a better fashion, better fight. So I'm looking for any character that could be good in disabling them and controlling the fight. So maybe Myusterio. Thinking about Infinity War Thor with his ability block and chaining, right? Because they're gonna spawn adjacent to each other. And then Mr. Negative and Taskmaster for the blind to land if possible. So just kind of like thinking about war as well, like how Underworld could counter Superior6. So this is the team I ended up with. Green Goblin does take the first turn. I special with Mr. Negative. He does hit Darkhold twice. And I believe that does trigger his turn due to the low HP bars. So Taskmaster goes. And indeed, the blind does land, which is huge for me. And I let the minions take turns. And Green Goblin does not have any more charges. So I do ability block with Myusterio, not Mr. Negative. And then I finish the fight with Thor. So much easier. So War Dog was not a good cleanup. So here's my final score. As always, thank you for watching, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back with Trial 3 in a couple of days.